Dead, which sounds so much like a shit. What the fuck's his name? Anyway, yeah, it sounds like him. Let me see. Werewolf. Oh man, I am just losing it today. Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory, also in
Today.
1963. Huh?
I said today.
Yeah,
I
I
think you're
know.
losing every day.
It's I messed up the intro. I'm messing this up. Let's see. In 1981, the slasher Final Exam, an underrated slasher, not that great, but I think it deserves a better reputation than what it has. 1987, Harry and the Hendersons was
Yeah.
released. In 1992, Split Second. There you go. In 2005, Bruce Campbell's The Man with the Screaming Brain. In 2007, Chicago Massacre, Richard Speck. In 2009, we got 3 films. Land of the Lost. The less said about that, the better. After last season and The Commune. Okay, so that's it for film releases on this day. Birthdays. June 5th, 1986, Amanda Crew, who appeared in The Haunting of Connecticut and Final Destination 3. And I guess that new Final Destination film is doing okay at the box office. In 1977, Navi Rawat has appeared in the collection Undead and Alive, A Zombie, Feast, Angel, the TV series, and Roswell, the TV series. In 1971, Mark Wahlberg, who starred in the 2001 remake of Planet of the Apes, The Happening, and played the title role of Max Payne, and also battled a few Decepticons along the way.
The Transformer.
That's right.
He was also fucking
1930
Marky Mark. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Underwear model.
And beat up the Asian kid. No one talks about.
In 1932, Russ Streiner, who produced the original Night of the Living Dead and wrote the story for Return of the Living Dead. That's the man responsible. In 1929, Robert Lansing, who starred in the 4D Man, starred as the 4D Man and as Gary Seven in Star Trek, in a Star Trek episode called Assignment Earth. And in 1905, John Abbott, who appeared in The Vampire's Ghost and Cry the Werewolf, good movie, by the way. And in 1865, finally, 1865, Charles Ogle, who appeared in over 250 silent films and was the first to portray the Frankenstein monster on screen in Edison's film version back in 1910.
Wait, Edison? Like Thomas Edison's version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas Edison's Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah, you never heard of that?
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is. You've never. Yeah, well, of course you've never seen it. You should see it. It's on YouTube. It's available on YouTube. You should see it.
It's not real.
It is real. Why is that so hard to believe?
Thomas Edison created the bulb. Of course, he would have created film projection, right?
He's the projectionist, the original.
What do you got, Raven Shadow? What news do you? What information did you bring?
Well, okay. Well, I'm surprised Monster Zero is not upset, but I hear the fucking mall that was in that movie you like so much, Dawn of the Dead, is now becoming a Walmart. What do you think of that?
I already know about that. And Ken Foree is doing everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, I don't know how much pull he has. Probably none on a legit scale.
Not much.
But it's just nice to know that he cares enough about the film and the film's legacy and where the film was shot, and have it not turn into something else. Especially a fucking Walmart. Who the hell needs that? There's enough Walmarts. You don't and you don't have to tear down or restructure uh, horror monuments to make another buck.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, I mean, I hope that I hope that it would stay, but I mean, it's not a horror monument per se. It was a mall that they filmed it. Like, and I know
Yeah.
it's very special to a lot of people, but it was a mall first. It's not, and that's a lot of land, and I'm sure it's very valuable. So, I mean, I get it either way. It's just too bad. I hope that, something can happen where they can kind of keep keep it as a landmark.
Well, listen to Wolfie going all corporate on us.
Going corporate.
The corporate Wolfie.
Like, do you think someone's just gonna, like, out of the kindness of their heart, be like, "Oh, well, the horror fans can come visit it"? I'm just being realistic.
Well, of
And to be
course
fair,
not.
if the horror fans shop there, they probably would turn a profit.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you come to fucking Chess King and fucking Walden Books, motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Chess King.
Dream Machine.
Chess
Dream Machine,
King.
bro.
I love
Orange
Chess King.
juice.
I used to buy my clothes at Chess King.
We know.
So did we all.
Yeah.
What's the name of
I
the
love Chess King.
What's the name of the mall again? The
Monroeville Mall.
Monroeville, yeah.
In Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
I should go there
Hold on.
sometime. Can you go? Is the mall open?
Oh, yeah. I don't think, no, the mall hasn't been open for a long time.
Okay.
No.
Can you break in?
I'd
But
say
I mean,
go quick.
you can still visit it, but I don't think you could go in,
Oh, our boy Joshua Libre's hanging out, and he says the Twin Pines Mall is close to where I live, and it is just depressing to see it as a ghost town now.
Twin Pines, is that Back to the Future?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Okay.
Libyan terrorists show up there, buddy.
Yeah, boy.
The Libyans!
Libyans! I think actually the one of the dudes from House of Pain bought the Outsiders house.
You mean
Legit.
like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash?
Yeah, they had a house.
Oh, no.
New World Order.
No, like fucking Pony Boy and Soda Pop.
Oh, okay.
Soda
Okay.
Popinski?
Those outsiders. All right.
Yeah, Soda Popinski. Pity the back seat. Too big.
Yeah, that's what plays when you hit,
sweet.
the doorbell.
Oh man. By the way, Raven Shadow, just to close the loop on this, Thomas Edison didn't direct Frankenstein. He produced
it. He was a key grip.
No, he was the producer. He financed it.
He did not.
He did. It was his company.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Why don't you
Thomas
believe
Edison had
that?
a production company.
Yeah.
Why can't you believe that?
No, this is a rib. You fucking
You can believe in
rib.
the
When
lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins running a wrestling organization, but this you can't believe.
Yeah, but that's Billy Corgan's not Santa Claus. He's a real fucking guy.
When do you think Thomas Edison was like long gone by then or something?
I don't know when he was, but all I know is I'm not sure he was into fucking, like, he was like Get Shorty, like he was fucking Chili Palmer fucking financing pictures after he fucking invents the fucking light bulb or whatever the fuck.
Listen to this. Here is his bio, okay? Thomas Edison was born on February 11th, 1847 in Milan,
Everyone
Ohio, USA, as Thomas Alva Edison. He was a producer and director known for silent movies such as The Trick Cyclist, The Patchwork Girl of Oz, and Bicycle Trick Riding No. 2. He also produced the first American film version of Frankenstein in 1910. That was, of course, 20 years before Universal Studios introduced the monster with Boris Karloff. This paved the way for modern-day horror as we know it. Edison is, however, perhaps better known as an inventor of many conveniences like the light bulb. He, of course, produced many other inventions like, among others, the phonograph, power stations, the carbon switch microphone, and motion picture cameras. These advancements gave him a firm place in the history of American greatness as well as American film production. So
What a
by you
brother.
saying like no, like you're in disbelief over this, that's like someone saying to you like, oh, Daniel Radcliffe was in other movies other than Harry Potter. You'd be like, no fucking way, that's Harry Potter. He doesn't do anything else.
No, it's nothing at all like that. One's being typecast, and literally, I mean, I went to school a couple of days, and I never even heard about that.
Well, maybe you need to go to better schools.
All right, maybe we should call up like
Go back in time.
Call back. Well, that's great. That's dope. I didn't fucking know what a fucking brother Thomas Edison was.
No,
I didn't know. I legit didn't know. All right.
It's I believe, of course I believe that he financed Frankenstein. What I don't believe is that he invented all those things. I mean, if you listen to modern history, he ripped off a lot of people.
From Tesla and like other folks. Yeah,
Tesla. Yeah.
The band.
And
yes, that's where they got the name. He's kind of like.
As a matter of fact, yeah.
So is he like the modern day Elon Musk?
Pretty much.
Fucking profiting out of everyone's good ideas.
As a matter of fact, Wolfie, I'm gonna send you a link.
Okay.
Of Thomas Edison on Family Guy. Okay.
Oh, the real Thomas Edison.
He would have been dead by the 90s.
Okay, I sent it through on our chat, on our messenger. I know it's going to take a little time for you to get that whipped up. So, no,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. He ripped off everybody.
Yeah,
he ripped off everybody. He came across the ideas for the light bulb and the phonograph and all those other wonderful things that in between and beyond, and just ripped them off from other people, and that has been proven. His place in history is not a very good one, and the outlook on him has changed since then, and this stuff has been proven like what, about 20 years now, 15, 20 years now,
probably longer than that.
Yeah, probably, but it's like
we just shattered Raven Shadow's existence.
Yeah.
So apparently Thomas Edison is
not only did he have a hand in creating the first Frankenstein film, but he's not the inventor he thought he was.
Who knew? So Thomas Edison has more in common with like Stan Lee and fucking Bob Kane. All right.
Just ripping people off.
Oh yeah. I love Stan, but come on, bro. Come on now.
Let me know when you got that clip ready, dude.
I don't have it ready. I don't have Facebook on this computer when we do the show.
I love.
Oh, so we're not doing it?
I mean, I can look for it. What is it? Thomas Edison Family Guy?
Yeah.
I'll fucking look for it. Jesus Christ.
Thomas Edison created Family Guy.
Yeah.
Too, by the way.
He did? Wow.
He did. It's Family Guy, Thomas Edison. It's from FG Clips.
All right. I got it. All right, I got it. Hold on.
What's that thing you're working on?
Well, it's a light bulb.
A light bulb. Yeah, I invented that. Me, I'm Thomas Edison. I invented the light bulb. What's it do?
It lights up a room using electrical...
Lights up a room using electrical stuff. I was about to say that because I invented it. What are you working on?
It's a phonograph.
Phonograph. I knew that because I invented it. I'm Thomas Edison. I rule.
Look it up. Edison was a dick.
Look it up. There you go, Raven Shadow. You believe it?
I love that
I guess
clip.
so. I mean, who needs school? Fucking check out Trick or Treat Radio, dog.
Yeah.
Edison was a dick.
Get on. Learn your history from us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you're not going to learn it in school these days, so I mean, you might as well, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Not unless Linda McMahon has anything to say about it. that you can't even add.
Just putting a smackdown on education.
One of the smack-
Intelligence. 1, 2, 3. It's out.
1, 2, 3. That equals 6. You lost twice.
You could say that actually could be our fucking motto. Putting the smackdown on intelligence.
Yeah, right.
Shit. All right. Well, we did want to try to get through this a little
All
quickly.
right.
So
All right.
let me take a look at the chat here. Angry Townsman says it hurts seeing malls decline so much. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's-
do you guys think malls will ever come back, or is it just done? Like, I mean,
Oh, boy.
everything's online now, right? So why would you go to a
Yeah.
fucking mall? It's the convenience.
Yeah, I mean, gone are the days of falling around a hot chick in a short skirt.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
and
whoa,
not getting
whoa,
restraining
yeah.
order.
And,
whoa,
and not getting a restraining order.
and
Yeah.
not getting arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mall-
those days are done.
Back then, mall security would just talk to you or something.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
but no more Sbarros, no more
Julius.
Master
Oh
Walk,
yeah, Orange Julius. Yep.
Orange Julius, yeah,
Walden
and the
Books,
occasional Burger
Yep.
King
The occasional.
Cherry and Webb.
Fucking
and
Auntie
A&W.
Annie's, Auntie Anne's, or whatever it is. Aunt Annie's.
Yeah, A&W, Orange Julius, yeah.
Oh,
Chess
what was the
King.
fucking steakhouse in the Auburn Mall? The fucking
York's
York's.
York
Oh,
Steakhouse.
my
Holy
God.
shit. Yeah.
Brick
Bro.
Steakhouse, yeah.
Was that
You
a
could get a
chain?
goblet. I don't know, but it was magical.
I
'cause
don't
you
know.
could get a
Oh.
goblet of like Jello squares and
A goblet.
yeah,
A
like a
goblet?
Doctor Doom like goblet of like Jello squares, dude. They were fountains. They had big rolls, big steak knives.
yeah.
KB
Yeah. Steakhouses typically do.
Yeah,
They have big steak knives. Can you believe that? Thomas Edison created steak knives.
I rule.
They were fountains, KB Toys and Hobby.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
Yeah, what else is in
Walden
that fucking mall?
Computers.
You know what the
yeah.
worst though?
Computers.
I forgot about that. Was the Wiz in there too, or was that somewhere else? That was in Westbrook.
No,
wasn't
Wiz
it?
was on Route
I
9.
think that was
That's
somewhere else.
okay.
Papagino's
That
was
a
in
strip
there.
mall.
The
Yeah.
the old pet store that had that parrot
Oh,
that
yeah.
lived in there for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Mall pet stores were the worst.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I felt so bad for those animals. Oh my God, my heart
Yeah.
bled for those poor things.
That was terrible. My literally my best mall memories would be the Worcester Center and the Auburn Mall.
The downtown one, right? With there was
Downtown
a
one,
Dream
yeah.
Machine there. Oh, was there a Dream Machine?
Yes.
Yeah,
Before it was the fascist
The
outlets.
fascist outlets.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah. No, I used to go to
it
the
was-
Worcester. Yeah, I used to go to that mall and take the fucking bus down there.
and it was dope because if you go in the right parking garage area, you'd walk in and you had the Dream Machine arcade on the right, Papagino's, and then there was Walden Books. And my mom would give me like $5 to fucking rock some fucking Spy Hunter in the arcade,
Yeah.
get some comic books at the fucking spinner rack,
You
and
bet-
then I'd get a treat.
It's crazy to think you could do all that for $5 back then.
Right?
Yeah, I know,
like I
right?
could buy like fucking 3 comics and play like fucking a bunch of games for 5 bone checks.
And a pack of smokes.
I don't remember the name of the store. I think it was just like a mom and pop or something like that. But there was a store in the Worcester. Was it the Worcester Center? Was that what it was called?
With Center or Galleria, yeah.
That's right,
The
Galleria.
Galleria, yeah.
Galleria.
So I remember distinctly. It was on the second floor in one of the corners, and it was a shop that had patches, like band logo patches, and like
Yep.
buttons, and it was like a
Yeah,
metal
yeah,
shop, like a metal store, basically,
Yeah.
like rock metal. Like you could go and get like patches and buttons and stuff like that. You guys remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I did T-shirts too. I think
T-shirts.
That's like,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I might have got my first like iron-on Ghostbusters shirt there, which was like what's that print they call it? Oh, what do you call
I don't know.
it? I forget what it's called.
An
But yeah,
iron-on.
the iron. I guess iron-on, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have, a jean jacket back in the day with tons of patches on it. I used to get them all from that fucking place. I used to go there like and just buy tons of patches when I was a kid. Crazy.
It was, and then there was the theater too. There was the theater.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, that's legendary for MZ, but I saw Clash of the Titans there. I saw.
Oh, is that the
I
one
think
that became the Bijou eventually? Is that one?
It eventually became.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Bijou.
Yeah. That's right. I went there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Showcase downtown around when that was there?
It was, but that was when there was a time when we had like
It was
5
like theaters all over the place. Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
Showcase downtown. We got downtown, Webster Square.
Yep.
Yep.
White City.
There was Lincoln, White City, Lincoln Plaza.
Yep.
The Galleria, and like the Elm, and we had like 2 or 3 drive-ins in Leicester all around. Yeah. On 20, the one heading to Rhode Island, and the one near Spags.
Yeah. Oh, Edgemere.
Edgemere.
Yeah, Edgemere. Yeah, Route 20. Yep.
But isn't the Galleria where you saw your Jason trailer when you saw the Popeye with your brother?
No, that was at White City.
Oh,
okay.
And that
Which
was
is funny. Yeah. Okay.
That was at a time when they still had they took them down, but they back in the day, and I remember this, they had those exterior glass elevators because it had a second floor.
Yep.
And
Oh,
you had
wow.
the
Yeah.
exterior glass elevator.
Holy shit.
And,
yeah.
yeah, right. I mean, and I remember those, and but yeah, that was at White City. Yeah, White City Cinemas. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's man. I mean, we'll never have that ever again, right? Like going to the mall and going to the movie theaters and stuff like that.
Well, it is actually. What's funny is my building moved to next to the Worcester Center, and so the parking garage where I park at is in the Galleria parking garage, which is really funny. And we're underground, so I'm like underground where like the loading dock is, where you can see where all the trucks would come in and drop off to all the stores back in the day. It's that tunnel across from the DCU Center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you go down there. So it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, you guys, whoever's listening doesn't know this, but you know malls, right?
Yeah. Most people,
mall culture.
Anyone probably over 30, 35, I'm guessing, probably, might have had an experience like this. But anyone younger probably doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about.
But it was a big deal, though. Like your mom would like give you some money if she loved you, which my mom did. And go to stores, and I would go to like certain stores, and you would just bum around. I remember getting dope. That Walden Books had dope.
You get dope? You bought dope there?
Walden Books?
Yeah, I bought some coke.
Is it Walden Drugs?
Walden Drugs.
Walden Drugs.
But no, in that Walden Books, I bought these. They were the giant
Walden
size.
Smack.
They were colorized graphic novels of the original Mirage, Eastman and Laird Turtle comics.
Yeah.
And I bought those. And they had all of them right like in '89, right at the start of like Turtle Mania, and I got to read all the original comics in color. And those trades are way out of print, but I loved it.
Let's see. In the chat, Corny says studios running from Edison's patents is how Hollywood got set up. And Joshua Libre says, crazy. Edison was out to get his. And he also said mall movie theaters were awesome. A little different from regular theaters, but still dope.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And let's see. Joshua Libre said, "Yeah, bums me out. Nobody goes to the mall. I miss Suncoast video." And Corny follows it up by saying, "Suncoast was my favorite store. I was given an employee discount because one day the manager saw me recommending films to other customers." So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Suncoast. Oh, Suncoast.
Suncoast,
was,
Yeah.
Shit. But you know what? I was found out is that Suncoast was also owned by the same company that owns Best Buy,
Oh, okay.
and
I don't think I knew that.
ultimately I don't know what that really means, But ultimately, I mean, Suncoast Video died, and Best Buy, for whatever reason, is still around.
Yeah,
Barely.
they probably weren't getting as much traffic, right, when the malls started sort of lagging behind, and probably saw an opportunity to just move that business into Best Buy to just drive more people there, because they were selling DVDs anyways. So it's just not as
funny
fun or
because
specialized.
Suncoast is the complete antithesis of Best Buy when it came to DVDs. The selection of DVDs in Best Buy, say 5 years ago, was abysmal, terrible, awful. Meanwhile, Suncoast, oh my God! I mean, I could walk in there,
Meanwhile, that's
grab myself
Suncoast.
go in there, grab myself a copy of Burial Ground, and I'd be in my glory. And I'd be like, "Oh man, this is the shit."
Corny's,
And also, it's the original place where my my Ricky Coogan figure that Raven Shadow gave me.
oh yeah.
They originated at Suncoast. They were
You're right.
a
Yeah.
Suncoast exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh. Evil Corny also says that company owns Sam Goody and Coconuts too.
Oh really?
yeah.
No shit.
All
Wow.
right.
Damn.
Goody got him.
Goody got him.
I've never been into Sam Goody's, but from what I heard, Sam Goody's was awesome. So was Tower Records.
Yep, Tower was good. The Record Town, Strawberries we had.
Yeah, Strawberries was great until
I worked
Newbury
there.
Comics came around. And
I worked at Strawberries for like 8 months or something like that.
Shit.
I saw, you wouldn't believe it, I saw in the waning days of Strawberry's existence, they had a band performing there. This is around 1992 or 1993. And there was a band performing there, and I watched them for a little while, and they were okay. I mean, not my style, but I mean, given what they were, I mean, it was okay. The band was better than Ezra.
Nice.
Better than Ezra. I'm like, holy shit, these, because I'm like, 4 years later, I'm like, hey, I saw these guys perform at a Strawberries.
They must be pretty good if they're better than Ezra, because Ezra's pretty good too, right?
I don't know. I heard Ezra sucks.
Well, I mean, that was a good conversation. I didn't want to stop that, but let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can reminisce about all the fucking old days all we want. But let's start wrapping up the segment, and we're gonna get into this week's film right after the break. But before we do that, MZ had referenced the new Patreon episode, and I for Patreon supporters, I'm so sorry, it's still not out. It's on me. I've had a very crazy couple weeks, so hopefully you guys will just bear with me. It's really like it just needs 10 minutes of me sitting down at my computer, and I just really haven't had much of that. So it will be out very soon, and I apologize for those who are waiting for it. But yeah, Killer Food, it's still very much relevant, as it will be for the whole summer. So we'll get that out.
So
ASAP.
almost this is like in a moose bouche. This is the appetizer.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, but if you guys want to join the Patreon, you can go ahead and head on over to patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And there you can join for as little as $2 a month. You know what? You can even join for fucking free if you want. And if you join for free, who knows? Maybe there'll be some offers, some discounts to get to sign up. So if you like what you see, then maybe you'll get one of those down the road. And you can also go into the higher tiers if you want. We also have the Patreon takeovers, which we had last week, which is a fucking blast with Carlitos. Carlitos. And that was great. Love hanging out with that dude and appreciate the support from him and from everyone else. So, yeah, give it a look. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And the other ways you can support, I'll do this quick. On trickortreatradio.com, we have an Amazon logo image. Click it. It's going to bring in Amazon inputs, our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. Doesn't cost any extra, but, gives us a little cut and a small little percentage to help pay the bills. And also on trickortreatradio.com, you can click on store, and it's going to bring you to the digital storefront. And there we have the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3. So you can give those a look and a listen, and hopefully you enjoy the early years of Trick or Treat Radio. All right, Michael Raymond Chattel. So you sit down and watch Sinners. I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't know what you did to prepare. I don't know what you're going to do to lead us into break, but do something.
Yeah, so real quick, Coffin Corner, from some events that happened last week. One of my favorite writers, creators of all time, Peter David. Amazing comic writer.
Yeah, sad, man.
Tons of work with Star Trek. He's the one that the best run of Aquaman. He gave Aquaman the long hair and the beard.
Mm-hmm.
So your Jason Momoa version of Aquaman, that's Peter David's Aquaman. He didn't do the first Smart Hulk, but his Pantheon Hulk was the one that my favorite version. He wrote Hulk for many, many years through the Green, the Gray, and the Smart. He did a great Captain Marvel run. That was the Genis version, who was the clone son of Marvel, and a great brother. And he X Factor. He had a great X Factor run later on, and it just was very unfortunate because he was a creator that his work is still influential 20, 30 years later. And I don't know the details. I don't want to get into it, but he got ill. And it just was another example of the industry not supporting the creators that gave these companies legends. And it just sucks that he passed away. But he enriched my childhood and that childhood of a bunch of others. And his work is being seen on screens. And again, he's the reason why you're seeing a lot of these versions. So R.I.P. Peter David, you're a brother of the highest order. And
he also did like TV. Like, didn't he do some Star Trek or stuff too? Or
yeah, I think novels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done a ton of stuff though. People would, if they looked up his bibliography, I guess. I don't know, like not filmography, but I guess a bibliography. He's got a lot of shit, man. He was great.
His resume, if you're a genre fan in any form, his work has come across your desk. I have to believe it. And I still remember his books I remember books I've read when I was 15 and I'm 48 now. And I remember those stories front to back. So much love, Peter David, rest in power. Until I see you on the other side, brother, you better believe I strapped on.
I don't think he'll recognize you, but hey, maybe you will.
No,
you go
I
through
hope
your
so.
week
All right,
with the same
be right back.
routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories
With your host, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
we have action,
horror,
An adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast,
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast!
a podcast for the barbarian at heart.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music. Pants. Quoting video games that don't have dialogues. Shabibans. Tasty news.
Unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia.
Butt breathers. Uncomfortable nature facts.
Or how to install a thermoflange.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Octopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do. So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
like me,
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Inebriard Podcast Network, with new episodes out every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, or straight from the tab, reductopus.buzzsprout.com.
I could be standing outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
Did you say a bouquet of dildos?
And we are back on Trick or Treat Radio, and we're going to talk about the movie Sinners. This movie, rated R from 2025, is 2 hours, 17 minutes. It is a period drama, supernatural horror, action drama, horror, thriller, yeah, all that stuff. And it's written and directed by Ryan Coogler. And the film stars Michael B. Jordan, Miles, I don't know if it's Catan or Catton, Saul Williams. Actually, once again, this is not, I think it's in, I don't know if it's appearance or not, but let's see. We also have Andreen Ward Hammond, Jack O'Connell as Remick, the devil, I guess you could call him. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to pick. Oh, the great Delroy Lindo. I fucking love seeing him as Delta Slim in this.
I love Delta Slim, dude.
Haley Steinfeld. And let's see.
Haley Steinfeld? Why are these? Sorry.
I mean, hey.
Hey.
I don't know if it's Wunmi or Wunmi Mosaku, who played Annie.
Oh, I liked her too.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. And yeah, we'll stop there because it's just not in. It's not in order of importance, I guess. But the synopsis: trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. All right, so Sinners. Well, first of all, Ryan Coogler. He is a pretty, I'd say, prolific director by this point in his career. He has done, well, he started out with the film Fruitvale Station, which got a lot of praise. It was sort of an indie film. That one starred also Michael B. Jordan, and it's a pretty intense movie.
Okay, I heard of it.
Okay. And from there, like, he got noticed, and he obviously got some higher profile gigs after that, because he did Creed, which was like his next thing. Oh. What?
No, as you were, Wolfie, but no, I'm gonna get into it when I do my thing.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, he directed Creed with, once again, Michael B. Jordan, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and now Sinners. So
yeah, but what else has he done, Wolfie?
only some of the biggest movies the last few years. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, that's cute. But what else has he done?
He did a short called Locks. Does that count?
I love bagels. Yeah.
Not that kind of locks. Let me see. Chat room. Evil Corny says, I wish I could run a store like Suncoast. Double D's hanging out. What up, D? He said, good evening, peeps. And Evil Corny says, Black Panther was before Creed. I don't know.
I don't think it was.
It's not.
Was it?
No, it's not.
wasn't?
Creed was 2015. Black Panther is 2018.
Yeah.
And then Wakanda Forever is 2022.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, Ryan Coogler has obviously made a big name for himself. And this is his, his first, I guess, original film, I guess you could say, that's based on his own material and not, based on a property in the last few years.
Did he write and direct?
He did, yeah, write and direct, yeah.
Nice.
So obviously, I we don't need to talk too much about the cast. Michael B. Jordan, I mean, he's been in a bunch of big things. Miles Keaton, this is his first fucking role. Sammy, the kid in this.
That fucking kid. We're gonna fucking get into that.
This was his first acting role. He's a musician, and he was on a I don't know the name of the show. It was just one of those like talent like type of shows, I guess. And he got noticed from that. And the dude's voice though is fucking crazy, right?
Oh.
Like
yeah,
Dude.
that guy, the voice really threw me.
yeah, because he looks so young, right?
He looks young, and he's got like a 60-year-old voice.
Yeah, like he's like fucking like Miles Morales with fucking James Earl Jones's voice. like fucking like. And I'm like, is that fucking special effects? Oh my gosh.
And let's see. Yeah, Double D says that dude is an awesome singer. And Joshua Libre says, I fucking love Creed. That was when I became a huge Ludwig Göransson fan. The music is so good.
Yeah.
And Double D says, and guitar player. So yeah, Miles, apparently he didn't know how to play guitar before he got cast in this. He learned it 2 months.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Give that kid an album, dude.
It's a prodigy.
I know, yeah. But yeah, I do want to call out Ludwig Göransson. That dude, I think, for my money, is the best composer in going right now. Like, I feel like we go through phases. It's like, Danny Elfman rolled for like 10, 15, 20 years. And then it was
John Williams.
Well, John Williams before him, yeah, of course. And then there was holy shit, I'm forgetting the guy's name. He did a bunch of Christopher Nolan.
Zimmer?
Yeah, Hans Zimmer.
Zimmer?
Hans Zimmer, yeah. Hans Zimmer was
Hans
like
Zimmer,
the hot one.
Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
And
There's always several that are like really good, but there's like one that becomes like the go-to, like the composer you need to get.
Right.
And in this, Ludwig Göransson, he did. By the way, he did the Mandalorian theme. Like he created the music for the Mandalorian,
Oh shit.
which is really fucking good. Whether I know MZ, you're not a big fan, but I don't know if you've heard the music, but music's just amazing. He did.
It's subtle but dope. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like it's.
and he did Black Panther and a bunch of other stuff. So he left doing stuff for Disney on Star Wars because he wanted to work on big projects, like films and stuff. So yeah, he is definitely worth mentioning because he did some fucking heavy lifting on this and did some really fucking good shit. So worth mentioning. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we should just jump in. Let me just see here. I recognize Jack O'Connell. He was Remick, the devil. I just wanted to see if I recognize him. Did you see Eden Lake, MZ?
Yes.
Okay, I guess he was in that. I mean, that was way back in 2008.
Okay, I thought that name was familiar. Yeah.
Let me see what else.
Good movie, by the way, Eden Lake. Check it out. It's worth a watch. Yeah.
What else was he in? Oh, I did see you guys probably didn't see this, but he was in a movie called Unbroken. It was like a drama about World War II, like a plane crash. It was directed by Angelina Jolie.
What?
Yeah, just like
He
Thomas
said it was
Edison.
directed by Angelina Jolie.
This fucking guy.
Her and Thomas Edison. Edison are real tight.
Yeah. Apparently, this was even harder to believe than Thomas Edison having anything to do with Frankenstein.
I heard Angelina Jolie created Frankenstein. That's what I heard. People tell me that. I was told.
And last thing I'll mention about this guy was he was also in, I didn't see this, but 300 Rise of an Empire. Did you see that one?
No, never seen it.
Raven Channel, the sequel? No.
I saw the good one. I saw the good one.
I never even saw the first one.
All right. Oh yeah. Evil Corny. He brought up a good point. I actually forgot this, but Ludwig Göransson and Ryan Coogler were roommates in college, so that's why they worked together a lot. Because they've. I was like, wait, you don't believe that either?
No, it's being brothers, man. That's what I'm
You're
talking
learning a
about,
lot.
dude. I know, man. School's in, sucker.
All right, let's dive in.
Ring
So
the bell.
Sinners. You know what? In order to properly
Yeah.
talk about this, we have to talk about some spoiler stuff. Now, if you've seen the first trailer for this, doesn't necessarily give too much away. I actually rewatched the first trailer. It doesn't give you a lot. So if you want to watch a trailer, just make sure you watch the first one. If you watch subsequent ones, I believe it gives you more information. And the synopsis does a good job of not saying too much. But there are themes in this that are very important to talk about that we cannot discuss without talking about who the evil is, the greater evil that is awaiting, that is referenced in the synopsis. So if you haven't seen Sinners yet and you want to go in, I recommend going in completely fucking cold on this one. If you haven't, just go watch it and then come back and listen because I think you'll thank us later. But so we are going to have to talk about some of the stuff that spoiler type stuff. We won't give away like the ending or anything like that, but there's a shift in this about halfway through that just needs to be talked about, because the first half of this movie isn't a horror movie per se.
No, and I'll tell you, this movie runs 2.25 hours.
Yep.
About 55 minutes of the first hour, you have absolutely zero indication that what you're watching is a horror movie. This movie is played up as a straight up drama with absolutely zero, and I do mean zero, indication that this is a horror film.
Yep.
And that that part blew me away, because about maybe 3/4 through watching that part of the movie, I'm saying to myself, "Oh shit, I forgot I'm watching a horror movie."
Yeah.
I'm like, I completely forgot, and maybe you guys did too. I completely forgot I was watching a horror movie, and the opening scene does lend itself to horror because it's from the morning after
Yeah.
of all the horror that happened the night before, but the buildup of characters and learning about these characters, and there's a lot here. There's a lot to unload with these characters here. You learn about them. You learn about, they got a slight arc going on here and there, but it's told so well and so fulfilling that you completely forget that you're watching a horror movie, and it's played up straight up drama, like a pure dramatic film.
Like
and
it's like a what do they call it? Holy shit. Period, like a period drama. Takes place in the 30s.
That's what I was going to say. It's a period piece.
Yeah.
The whole film is a period piece, but
right.
This part of it is taken out of a sense of realism because of of African American. Not so much. I don't want to say exploitation. It's not exploitation.
It's their experience
but,
of like living in 1930s America.
Yeah, that's
South,
the word I'm looking for. Experience.
Yeah, 1938, I believe.
1933,
I think.
Oh,
I think we're all wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been in the 50s for all we know. No. But it's. I think the dramatic portion of this film is better than the horror portion of this film, and the horror portion of this film is really, really, really well done. But if you can get your viewer to completely just forget about the kind of film you're actually watching, that is skill right there, man. That is pure skill. And what's the director's name? Ryan
Coogler.
Coogler. Okay. That is a skill. That is well done. Extremely well done. And just the way Michael B. Jordan is portrayed here is just fantastic. I know we're not. Are we doing first impressions?
Yeah, go. I was just gonna do it right before you started. So yeah, just keep going.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think Michael B. Jordan was dynamite in this movie, playing a dual role, and the way that the two brothers interact. One is Smoke, one is Stack, which I love.
Yeah.
I love that. And the way these two physically interact with each other, it's not often, but it does happen, is so seamless. You'd swear, wait, did Jordan have like a real twin brother?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. This is just movie magic. And this is where using computers in filmmaking is done right, as far as I'm concerned. It's done right. There's physical interaction between the two of them that is practically seamless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. Especially when they're handing things to each other and like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, remember back in what was it? Back to the Future 3. Oh, no, Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2, where everyone's being played by Marty McFly, played by Michael J. Fox, and they gotta like have somebody come in front of the camera to make that cut scene where something is being handed to somebody else that's played by both characters by the same actor. Here, you don't get that. It's handed off one to the other, and it's in full frame. There's nothing being blocked, nothing like that. It's pure movie magic, and it's excellent. I cannot heap enough praise on just something that small. because it carries an awful lot of weight, and it's part of the magic that this movie has. But yeah, that's all I'll say for right now, because otherwise I won't shut up.
Wow, all right.
I really won't. I got a lot to say about this movie.
All right, Raven Chow, how about you? First impression.
And sorry, I had to go upstairs to help Ollie with something. You're talking about
You're
the
good.
first time we see the Smoke and Stack, Smoke and Stack brothers, Stack and Smoke.
One is
That's their
Smoke,
names,
one
yeah.
is
Smoke
Stack.
and Stack, yeah. The Smokestack Brothers is what they call them.
Smokestack brothers, thank you. And they're passing the cigarette around, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I don't know what I tried to stay away from everything about this movie. I did through just the fucking algorithm, whatnot. I did know something about what the evil was. But I didn't know how it was going to be played out, and I didn't know if there was more. I just didn't know what else was there. But I was along for the ride, man, and I was into this fucking Dust Bowl, Southern gangster picture. You know what I mean? I just was into, and I'm sorry, Michael B. Jordan is a fucking movie star.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
There's not many around, but I think might be one of the last of the new class of movie stars, man. If memory serves, he came up on The Wire, which I didn't see all of. And I knew it was a thing. People love it. Marion turned me on to that. Michael B. Jordan is fucking great. I'm a fucking Rocky Mark. And I adored the first Creed 1 and 2. And he was fantastic as Killmonger. Fucking Michael B. Jordan is a fucking movie star. And there's two of them but I was along for the ride. You know what I'm saying?
He was also Raven Chow, hold on. One of the first things he was in I think the first thing he was in, The Sopranos.
Was he?
He was the Rideland kid. He was billed as Michael Jordan. That was his name back in the day, yeah. Just he didn't have the B, but yeah, he was in one episode of The Sopranos. It was season 1, episode 7, Down Neck. He was Rideland kid.
Okay, so I know I've seen it. So that makes sense. And from that he got The Wire because he was a young pup on The Wire.
He did 13 episodes of The Wire. Yep.
Okay. He was in that piece of.
I was gonna say he did a few other things. He was in one episode of Cosby, the TV series from '99. And then let's see, Black and White, Hardball, and then The Wire, and then he was in 59 episodes of All My Children.
Really?
Yeah. And he did the whole fucking TV thing, CSI, Without a Trace, Cold Case. He was in Burn Notice, one episode of that.
Wow.
Bones, one episode, Law and Order, Friday
the
Night
shitty
Lights.
Fantastic Four. That real shitty Fantastic Four.
And then
he was Johnny Storm.
He was in Chronicle.
Wait, the News Time TV show?
No. Wasn't that the superhero, or am I thinking of something else?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was. They were telekinetics.
Yeah.
They were fucking telekinetics.
Yeah.
Oh, that kid's fucking the best, dude.
Yeah, he was pretty young in it. I mean, younger, he didn't.
Younger.
Yeah. So there you go.
So I'm into whatever this dude does. And I was just captivated by the two brothers coming back from Chicago into their town.
Yeah,
I just
working
love
for
their
fucking
mythology.
Al Capone.
Yeah, like I just I love that that's my shit. I'm a gangster fucking picture guy, you know what I mean? So I was with this. And again, I'm gonna keep fucking talking. So let's just fucking do Wolfie, do your thing, Monica. Let's fucking get into it, dude.
Okay. First let me check the chat. Ingrid Townsend says this is an awesome movie. It is worth watching and avoid trailers if you haven't seen any. Totally agree.
Oh, show.
Oh, and actually, Double D said this like 3 minutes ago. He says, I loved him in the movie Chronicle. Documentary style superhero movie with no capes.
That was dope, D. We'll talk later.
And Joshua Libre asks, was Michael B. Jordan also a Fantastic Four? Am I tripping? And,
No, he was. Yeah,
yeah, it was Johnny Storm. Yeah, Double D said that. Yeah, he's like, yep, he was on there. And Joshua Libre wants to check out Chronicle now. So, all right.
It's dope. Joshua Libre is dope, man. It's fucking killer.
And then after Fantastic Four from 2015, his real big break, I would say, was Creed in 2015. Yeah, and then from there, it's just he's Killmonger, as you said, and he's just gone on to do a bunch more, and now he's just getting huge fucking roles. So, all right, let me give my first impression, and this is what makes films so much fun. I think a movie like this,
yep.
And the reason being is on the surface, this is a really good movie. Like, it's well made, it's well acted, it's well directed. The score I already talked about is fucking incredible. The cinematography, like everything is just on point. It's really well made. The writing is good, and as we've already said, about halfway through, we get a little bit of a tonal shift where things change. And a lot of times that's done for shock value. This wasn't done for shock value. This was very purposeful. And I've heard a lot of people in reading reviews. This actually is very well reviewed. If you look on like Rotten Tomatoes, I think critically it's like 98%, and like the audience score is like 96 or something like that. Like, that's pretty crazy to see both scores that high. And but the thing is, it's a movie that has a lot more going on under the surface, and I didn't pick up on it all right away because I was just kind of locked in watching it. And then afterwards, of course, I live with the smartest person I know, so she picks up everything. And we talked about it afterwards, and like I was just like, holy shit. Normally I pick up like a lot of stuff, but there were some things in this that I didn't necessarily pick up all the way. And because there was a couple things that confused me, and we'll get to that, about why it didn't fully register with me. But this is a movie. So as I said, it's on the surface, this is a really well-made, good movie. However, this is sort of one of those transcendent films that talks about something very important in a way that is understated. But when you get it, it's like, holy shit, and it's really, really impactful when it hits you like that, and when you understand sort of what's going on. And let me go back and say, I did see some people given this poor reviews, and they were like, it made no sense. Like, they introduced the B plot and then it collides with the A plot, and it doesn't make any sense.
They're wrong.
Oh, they're absolutely wrong. And I don't know how you can't see that, like, even maybe not when you're watching it the first time, but as you're taking it all in, and then afterwards, if you even give it like a few minutes of thought, it'll just kind of hit you. And there were some choices in this I thought were really interesting. That, like, first of all, let me call out in the juke joint, the music scene when Sam is playing, and that they started to show black music through the times, and that
was great.
It was a phenomenal scene, and that is so impactful because that is what this music is or not this music, that movie is about. It's about black culture and how important it is to them, and especially music. That is what they brought. That is almost like, in a way, their religion. We'll get into religion a little bit later too. There's some stuff I want to bring up about that. But yeah, that scene is everything, and it's such an impactful, really fucking amazing scene. But then we get into some of the horror stuff, and I think it's done fairly well. Like, is this the best horror movie? No, but it's got some really well executed monsters, gore, and just some cool like creature stuff. You know, like some of the subtle things, and we'll talk about them. But it takes a tried and true mythology and ties it into sort of a socio-political message and makes it even more impactful. And I think it's kind of a brilliant movie, and I've been thinking about it since I saw it. I watched it on Tuesday night, and I've been kind of thinking about it. I don't know if I'd say nonstop, but I've been thinking about it a lot since I saw it, and to the point where I wanted to read some articles about people breaking it down to see if I missed anything. And usually I don't do that before we discuss it because I don't want anything to influence my thoughts on it, you know. But I was very interested in doing that, so I did. So yeah, that's my first impression. I'm sure there's a lot we're going to dive into. We'll try to do as much as we can in the time that we have. But yeah, let's dive a little deeper now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got Michael B. Jordan, who plays the role of Smoke.
And Stack.
And Stack. But
yeah. So Michael A. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, right. But the more vocal of the two, the one is Smoke, and he is. I'm trying to, or is he Stack? I don't even remember. But anyway, he's very flashy with his money, and he's not afraid to spend his money. He, $20 here, $10 here, a couple bucks here. I mean, he's spending this money like water, you know. And so, I mean, he and his brother, they're locating a place to have like start a business, and they buy this house, this barn house rather, it seems to be, and
well, used to be a fucking clan fucking building that, like, you know, had some shitty things happen inside of it.
Yeah,
it's very important. That scene's very important when him and the brothers come up, and there's the good old boy.
Oh yeah.
You see how he has his gun in his front so you can see it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's like, yeah, well, you want to fuck with me, motherfucker? Yeah, take a look at that.
Yeah.
So so he's not afraid. He's very flashy, not very flashy dressing, but there's a certain eloquence in the way he speaks, because he knows he's got the upper hand on everybody, because he's got the ammunition, he's got the weaponry, and he's got the money most of all. So he could pretty much buy and sell whoever he wants. But he wants to open up this place where he can start a business, and where they can start a business, and where people can go have a good time, have a few drinks, listen to some good music. With that, and we hear a lot of music in this movie. There's a lot of good music in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
An awful lot of good music. I mean, it's almost borderline musical in a way. The way this film is structured, it's almost borderline musical. You got characters playing music and actually playing it, singing songs, and a lot of multi-talented people here. Not only could they act, but they can also play instruments and sing. There's so many layers to this movie. Well, anyway, they want to open up their own business to have everybody, find a place, have a good time, and they have a little they don't have problems with it actually, but they do have problems with other people seeing them coming back into the what
they have a reputation. They're the bad. They're the bad boys. They have a rep. So when like when they come back, they're like, "Who you fucking with? This is the Smoke and Stack twins." You know, like
Yeah.
they have a reputation, and they also represent the scariest thing to the establishment, whether it's 1933 Kentucky or 2025 America. Two intelligent black gentlemen with suits and money,
Well-dressed
Yeah.
men.
well-dressed
Yep.
men,
Yeah,
and
these
that
guys are
fucking
sharp. These guys
BBC
are
will
sharp.
scare the shit out of fucking white boys.
Yeah,
know?
yeah. These guys are sharp.
You're
They're
talking about
very,
the
very
network,
sharp.
right? The network BBC.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. The folks that
And,
bring you Doctor Who.
and you know, they're trying to employ people to come help out, clean the place out, get the place set up. You know, like they hire this this Chinese couple that they know, this Chinese family that they know,
Yeah.
and you know, to make signs and things like that.
Yeah, they engage the community to make it like a community thing.
But they're all coming back to the neighborhood. This is their crew, and these are the like local boys do good, right? They went away. They went to Chicago, and that's the thing. We're like, oh, we hear that, you know, fucking people like us, people of color, are fucking can be done. You know, we're good out there, and they're like, no, fucking, it's just a, you know, it's just a city instead of fields.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
What do you say?
but
Instead of like skyscrapers, instead of like, you know, I don't know if you said trees or cotton.
Dust Bowl
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
or
they
cotton,
try. Yeah, but they're like trying to involve the community in making this place into a success. So they're hiring people left and right. One gets bribed with a Chicago beer, Irish beer from
yeah.
Chicago.
That's Delroy Lindo, man.
Yeah, that guy was
Delta
cool.
Slim.
The great Delroy Lindo.
That guy was cool.
Yeah.
Delroy Lando.
And it's and you just learn about all these characters. You get this other character named I think what was it, Whitebread or Cornbread?
Cornbread.
And
Is it
who is
Cornbread?
that actor? He's been everything. He's been a
I don't
kid
know.
actor. We've seen him in everything. Cornbread's been around, dude. Cornbread's dope.
You know,
He's been
and-
in everything.
and the women that they have consorted with over time, they're like pissed that they're all back, but you know deep down they love seeing them again. And one of them is played by Haley Steinfeld, who
hey,
well,
I mean,
hey,
hey,
she
what is
was the main
what is the
female.
deal with sinners?
She was the main girl in Bumblebee. Okay, so
well, speaking
yeah.
of cinema,
but they you know, there's her and there's the other girl that that Smoke goes to visit. He employs her after a little convincing, I guess you could say.
speaking of BBC, callback
Some spirited negotiations.
debates. But I loved, you know what I loved? Everybody was fucking real in this movie.
Real
Yeah.
people doing real things.
Real
Yeah.
fucking Dust Bowl shit.
You keep saying Dust Bowl. Why? Why?
Isn't that what's fucking what
No.
realists of mice and men?
Dust Bowl is like a very like specific thing.
I thought that's like that the fucking where this, I don't know. What do I know about a fucking Dust Bowl? I'm from New England, but I thought that's fucking of mice and men and shit like that.
It was from, let's see, it was from the drought
I'm right.
affected south central U.S. in the aftermath of horrific dust storms.
Yeah,
I don't
like
think that this
1910s,
35, I think,
wasn't it?
1935.
35. Okay.
In the far
Same
future.
time,
Dust
same
Bowl
time
hasn't
frame,
even
but
happened yet.
same time frame roughly, but yeah, like. So he walks away because he didn't like the answer.
But I agree with Raven Shadow. Everybody is real here. Everybody looks the period. You know? Yeah, I mean, you don't have people coming out, you know, you don't have ladies coming out looking like fucking Rihanna, you know? You got real looking
Well,
women
now
here.
one scene,
The one scene.
the music scene.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
But I liked Smoke's girl. I liked that she was, you know what I mean? All the three male characters and their three like female like counterparts
Mhm.
were all real, all special, and like was really fucking sweet in their own fucked up way.
Yeah, definitely fucked up.
Fucked up. But I don't know. I fucking like that shit.
But that's how real life is, right? Like everything's not clean
sure.
cut. You know, it's yeah. So Evil Corny says, "Watch out, you're getting woke, Raven Shadow." And he said the Dust Bowl was out west. This is Jim Crow South.
I don't know.
Well, now you do. You learned so
Yeah,
much on
right.
this episode.
I'm fucking
But-
goddamn. I got fucking.
But then you got Sammy. Okay, now Sammy, Jesus Christ,
What a young
he's
brother.
like 23 years old and he sounds like he's 65. I thought it was like a put-on voice,
right?
You know, like the guy who played oh god damn it, what's his name? He was in I'm not looking for the actor's name. I'm looking for the character he played. Louis Armstrong in Bill and Ted Face the Music. I mean, it was just so agonizingly bad the way he was speaking. But here it sounded more genuine, more realistic. And I don't know if that's his real voice or not. But god
Oh,
damn.
it is. It is.
Is it his? Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's fucking.
How do you get a voice like that? I mean, he must have been smoking before Raven Shadow started smoking.
Jesus Christ. Here's actually
either way, the guy is, huh?
I was just gonna say I pulled up a video. This is Miles and Ludwig Göransson performing one of the songs live. So I just want to hear like a few seconds of it.
This next one is called "I Lied to You." Is Jamie Lawson in the building? Yeah, Jamie Lawson. She plays Pearlie. Make some noise. Make some noise. So there's a line in the song that goes.
So you can hear him talking. So that's him.
Yeah.
When we get to that part, I need everybody to sing along, all right? She's gonna help us. You ready?
I mean, how do you get a voice like that at that age? I mean, I've always been fascinated with voices, but this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got like $1 million voice. Here's
So Papa wanna tell you for a long time. It might hurt you. Hope you lose your mind. Well, I was just a boy, about 8 years old. You threw me a Bible on that Mississippi road. See, I love you, Papa.
It's fucking crazy. He's got an amazing voice.
That's just insanity
Yeah.
right there.
That's him. That's him live playing with on stage.
That's insane. I mean, it's a great voice too. I mean, Jesus, but he gets employed. Cornbread gets employed. The girls get employed.
Oh,
everybody's
by the way,
that's associated with them. Huh?
By the way, sorry, MZ. I was going to tell you, Cornbread's name is Omar Benson Miller.
Omar Benson Miller.
It was either you or Raven Shadow. I can't remember which one asked, but
Yeah, Raven. Yeah, Raven
okay.
Shadow was
All right.
asking about it.
Yeah, but he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And they just want to have their party. They just want to go have a good time, make a few bucks, and it's all for their community, And they kind of
and
make
themselves, but yeah.
Well, no, that's what I mean. It's for the community and for themselves, and they make a point of that a couple of times in the film that really no whites allowed, just African Americans. and when we get to that part of the movie, I mean, it looks like everyone's having a good time. It's everyone's jamming and enjoying themselves, drinking and just having a ball. And then as you were saying, Wolfie, how things take a turn. This was my favorite part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching this in absolute awe. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I fucking loved it. I haven't stopped thinking about this particular scene. It's just absolutely ridiculously good. And it comes out of nowhere too. It's almost right when I saw the first crack in that timeline in that timeline where somebody doesn't exactly fit the period in which this film is set. My mind went right to 2001: A Space Odyssey, and that immediate cut of caveman days, the bones being thrown up into the air, until boom, you're in outer space with the space station floating around amongst stars, and that's exactly how I felt when I saw that.
I'm actually curious because I don't know what you're talking. Are you talking about the scene when Remick shows up at the house?
No, Bootsy Collins.
The music scene.
When Bootsy Collins' light shows up.
Yeah, okay.
It basically, and that's a great point. Like, and fuck it, listen, please put pause and watch this motherfucker. Casual noob. I know it's on VOD, dog, but it's worth it. But when is music plays a huge role in this thing. It almost
like at the very beginning.
Oversteps. Yeah,
they talk about it. Like there's a voiceover narration that talks about how important it is, and it's like a spell, right? Like,
yeah.
And so that's a big part of this too. Is I don't know how to. I'll call it faith, and I don't mean religion. I'm referring to like faith in one's culture, faith in one's also religion, but also faith in like brotherhood, I guess, like it's
community.
That's a good way of putting it. Yep. And I think that's a very important part of what's going on here, because and also I'll say like it's, I guess it's a form of spirituality. I don't want to call it religion, but hoodoo, which obviously derived from voodoo. Then we had hoodoo in the States. And I know this because, Tanya gave me the whole fucking rundown because she knows all about this. But the mojo bag he was wearing.
Yeah.
That was protective. And that was, in a way, something to protect them from the those that would do them harm, I guess we'll say, and that obviously played a huge role in it, which I thought was really fucking cool. But it's just how things are passed down, like, and they're almost like copies of a copy. So, for instance, in this case, voodoo became hoodoo. It was slightly different. There was a lot of the same things that were involved. And then from there, I'm not sure the trajectory. Then there was like, I'm not going to say it derived from it, but then in like the 1950s, there was Wicca, like that started in the UK, so you can kind of, but that became more from like paganism, whereas like voodoo and hoodoo were specifically, black culture. But you can kind of trace the lineage, and that goes the same for like music that's passed down and religion and all these things. And, it becomes a sort of a copy of a copy, and it kind of changes. And then sometimes people will come and, co-opt something for their own and then that becomes something slightly different, whether it was right or wrong that they co-opted it, you know?
Right, like not for nothing, Elvis didn't invent rock and roll.
Right.
Check out fucking Professor Longhair. But even down to like the Pipes of Pan, right? The power of music and the fact the cold open and the info dump is that music is fucking powerful. And there are some people that can fucking wield music like a fucking Jedi and fucking cut through the fucking cosmos if you rock enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the fucking, you know, if you make something so fucking powerful, like Eminem said, you could fucking sacrifice virgins to. You know what I mean? Like, but like it's the power of the music and the lineage. And whether it's the blues, whether it's fucking 70s funk, whether it's 80s fucking hip hop
Yeah.
starting from scratch, you know what I mean? To
Ni-
fucking
90s,
whatever, like
2000s R&B pop, you know?
R&B, and it's almost like the of the people, of the masses. You know what I mean? Like comics were created by fucking poor immigrants. Music was created by fucking poor people. They had to fucking dance. It's all they fucking had. When they fucking work, they want to fucking rock out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And get their sin on. And but the power of it, and almost you can crack the cosmos fucking the cosmic time wall. Almost like fucking Devil Went Down to fucking Georgia
Mhm,
or
yeah.
Crossroads.
Right,
You know,
right.
27 Club. You know what I mean? Deal with the devil. You know what I mean? Fucking, and that brings attention to somebody. And this young kid who's got a preacher fucking dad,
Yeah,
almost like fucking
Preacher Boy.
Footloose, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Preacher
yeah.
Boy, great fucking name. You know what I mean? He like, I made my quota. The kid literally is fucking a sharecropper. He's fucking picking cotton all day, you know, for his job. He's gonna fuck his dad's a fucking preacher, and he has one night to fucking rock out
Mhm.
with his guitar that is fucking, you know, let's just say maybe nefarious cousins, you know, gave him. You know, now they're back in town,
Yeah,
you know. And that's so it's the great of Sammy's the dichotomy of Sammy, who's a hardworking kid, dad's a preacher, and he has the preacher gene in him. Like he cuts a promo, um, but he wants to fucking rock, dude. Like, what a young brother. Just wants to rock.
You're passionate about this. I like it.
Dude, fucking yeah, man. This movie is so fucking much more than fucking the movies that we could equate this to be.
Right, right. Like, so I'll just sort of say now, like I have seen some people say, "Oh, well, it's just like From Dusk Till Dawn."
Yeah.
And
In 1930s fucking a Black Dust from Dusk Till Dawn, right? Is that the fucking stupid fucking thing to say?
well, the thing is, I think by saying that, I think it's really trivializing this film, you know, because it's not.
No, but
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what people could say.
I'm not saying I'm not correcting you. I'm just saying for people to say that, I think it's really trivializing this film to call it that because it's so much more.
100%.
And
100%.
But it does have some similarities, I would say, in it. Now, I'm trying to think of. I guess we got to start talking about some of the other stuff in this. So, MZ did a good job of kind of talking about the first half of this movie, and it's super compelling. Also, I want to really talk about the cinematography. There's also some very important imagery in this. The sky ends up being a very sort of important image or sort of iconography of this because there's a line in it. I want to say it's when the brothers are talking in the first 15 minutes or something like that. He says something about, look at that sky. It's like freedom or something like that. He said, you know, when the movie opens, it opens on the blue sky with the clouds and it's just a picture perfect sky. So they sort of set this expectation that the sky is freedom. And we get focus on the sky a lot, especially there's that pivotal scene towards the end of the movie when it's twilight. You know, and it's a big focus on the sky and how it's changing, you know. So there's a lot of things about that, a lot of imagery that speaks to that. And, you know, obviously freedom is, I mean, at the time, like the people in this movie, they weren't slaves, but they kind of were, right? Like indentured servants, like they were still picking cotton. You know, they still had to do the same things that slaves did, but you know, they're just getting a little bit of money and they can go home at the end of the night. You know, like
There was still segregation.
oh yeah, absolutely.
There was still
Yeah.
whites only. There was still, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't great.
No.
And there were plenty of fucking good
but
old
now at
boys.
this time, but now at this time, because the Smokestack brothers have their little bit of money on them and a little bit of clout, they can pull that same shit on the white folks.
But white folks hate that shit.
Well, well, what do you want? I mean, the African Americans were treated like that for Jesus, who knows, you know, how long? You know, so I mean, it's kind of like a turning of the tables, you know. I mean, so you know, in a way, it's their way of getting back. I mean, it's a small slice of revenge. It means, you know, very very little, but every little bit counts. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, because there are a couple of times where they're at the party, they're having a good time, and they're saying, you know, maybe you should turn around and leave because this really isn't your place to hang out. You know.
Yeah, so that's something I want to sort of get a little bit deeper into now. So in this case, you know, these people in the movie, the black culture, you know, in this, the black people, they just want to let loose and they just want to have fun without like you know, the white people around, because
The man being around.
Yeah, because
they worked all fucking day.
right, the work all day,
Then one
like
night to
yeah.
fucking
yeah, exactly, and
a week. Yeah.
so I totally understand that. And when when this white trio comes, they're just like, hey, we heard the music, we want to play music and hang out too. And they're like, no, we're good. You know, we're doing our thing. And the thing is, like, you know, they show this throughout the day. They show this with you know, with them working the fields, and also with even religion. I think in this case, they didn't bring. It's a means of control, right? Like they didn't bring the religion with them. They were indoctrinated into Christianity, and it was sort of, I wouldn't say forced on them, but kind of forced on them, where they were kind of, if you don't do it, you're not fitting in. You're an outsider, and that they didn't want to be an outsider anymore, right? They wanted to fit in. So that's one of the big things about this with Sammy. And I think why it's so impactful at the beginning to see him going to the church. You know, we see kind of fast forward to something that happens later on. And we start out with that opening scene that takes place, you know, that we come back to. We go back a day. And that's kind of to show, first of all, the definition of the film Sinners, because they're going against the grain. In this case, that's a good thing, because otherwise you're just fitting in. You're just like being indoctrinated into the white culture. And in order to break out of that, you have to be considered a sinner. Like, I mean, that's how I viewed it anyways. So Sammy, he could have joined and stayed with his father and, with the preacher, and stayed with the church and given up his freedom to be sort of an indentured servant and like living like with the illusion of freedom, but actually they weren't really free, you know?
See, it's funny. I mean, I think with Sammy, I think he really encapsulated a lot of teenage rebellion, of that. Are you your father's son? Go into your father's business. Like, even he made a point to say, I did my quota. I did everything I needed to do. I will be here tomorrow to do your sermon. I just want to fucking play my guitar tonight.
Right. And
You
that's
know, I just want to fucking
yeah. And that's and I feel that that's, I mean, especially as we get to the end of the movie, like in the credits, we see, like Sammy got his freedom. He took, and it sort of talks about how the sacrifice of others earned people that freedom, the next generation that freedom. We could take and we could say Smoke and Stack, or I guess in this, whatever in this case, I can't remember which was which now. Who was the one that was at the end with the in the 90s? Stack.
That was
Okay.
Stack.
That's okay.
Stack.
So, but in this Smoke, we could view him like, I mean, obviously I'm not making a parallel, but like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, yeah, that kind of thing, where someone who sacrificed for the future, so you can kind of look at it like that, I think. And I think there's a lot of depth.
Oh,
good.
That's an interesting point of having them be twins.
Yeah. And actually, it's funny, one thing about them being twins, at first I kind of was thinking, I don't know why they just didn't cast somebody else.
Right.
Because I actually had trouble telling them apart, because I mean they did have different hair.
At first they wore like blue and red.
Yeah,
They had some color, like the turtles. They had like some identifiers.
But I didn't recognize
it was also in the rhythm and the way they spoke. Stack was more speedy in his delivery, while Smoke was a little bit more, I don't want to say slow, but he was more paced.
No, Smoke is more street and more like hard, and I think Stack was more fun loving.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah,
but I think it's an important metaphor that they were the same face giving you two perspectives.
Yeah, and by the end, I kind of, it didn't bother me as much, but I had trouble orienting to which was which at first, and I think that I was kind of like, at that time, I was like, why didn't they just have different actors,
Right.
Because, I wasn't keyed in on who was wearing what or, whatever. I just saw Michael B. Jordan, so, but at the end, I mean, I thought it was pretty brilliant, and the way that they did it was really well executed, so.
Yeah,
and I think
the way they handled it was well done. The way they handled the physical interaction between the two, but I was wondering that myself as to why they were twins. I mean, because there's nothing involving them being twins that has anything to do with the plot of the film, nor does it have to have anything to do with the relationship between one another. Twins have a closer bond between each other than just regular siblings, and so I never really got that feeling of a stronger unification between the two of them.
Yeah.
Oh, they were boys, dude. I mean, they were
guys?
fucking. They were fucking brothers, man. Like,
Well, yeah, they were. Well, of course, they were twins, but like I said, twins have a closer relationship between each other than just regular siblings. And I never got that sense between the brothers. I don't know if you guys did. I didn't feel that at all.
I think I disagree. I think I did feel they were close. Maybe a misunderstanding.
They were close because they were brothers, but they should be closer because they're twins. And I never got that.
See, I like the dichotomy of also with their women and how they interacted with Sammy. I think it was a very interesting mentor-mentee perspective. Like I've had an uncle that was my childhood hero, that walked the outlaw trail. And I think Smoke and Stack represented different dichotomy to Sammy, to his very much preacher like father, and the backstory of Smoking Stack's dad in comparison to Sammy's preacher dad. Like, I thought they were the bad side of the family, but two different sides of the same coin. And I think Sammy took both of those sides, and that enabled his journey on his growth, on his finding his truth. You know what I'm saying? Am I just fucking out of my mind?
Well, maybe, but no.
All right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Good.
So, all right, we only have a little while left to talk about this movie, so we
haven't
to,
even fucking gotten past the first hour.
I know, so we have to.
Let's start talking about the horror portion of this.
Yeah. So, and this is a very important part of the film. We can't really talk about the themes of it without. We have Remick, the character of Remick, who is an Irish white man, and he is coming to.
That term redundant.
Well, yes. I mean, he is. He arrives at a house of a couple, and he is like burning, like his skin seems to have burns, and
yeah, you can see smoke coming off of him.
Yeah,
he falls from the sky. What a great intro. Like, it's like someone's giving him a fastball special and threw him, and boom, and now he's a flaming
special.
And now he's a flaming white boy on someone's fucking cabin
flaming
door.
White boy. Oh shit.
And he says, "Please let me in."
Yes.
Which is an important thing to talk about, because this movie fucking laid down the fucking rules, and it followed it rules, and I fucking appreciated that shit.
Yeah, you love following rules, except your own.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Or the doctor.
Yeah, or the doctors. Yeah. So yeah, we have Remick, and he shows up at the house of fucking Ku Klux Klan members who were they related to the old man who sold because they were like, I don't know, one of them was like the son or daughter, I don't know which was which.
Well, I mean, it was said basically when they bought the house from the fucking Boss Hog, and they were like, any of you fucking Klan boys fucking show up at this fucking door, we're gonna fucking take care of you.
Yeah.
Basically, like, we're giving you money. This is a deal. We're not giving you any more money. And if you fucking show up, that's why they fucking made the point of like, oh, you got your gun in the front? Well, there's two of us. And then Stack walked behind him like, if you show up at this fucking house, we're going to fucking fire back at you. But yeah, they were lying in wake for what? Well, watch the fucking movie.
Yeah, so I guess we'll this is the spoiler part, all right? So we have Remick, who is, I mean, you could call him the devil, you can call him the white devil potentially. But he was a fucking
white devil.
He was a fucking vampire. And that is obviously the big fucking thing here is we have this vampire who just he's not real precious about who he chooses. It's basically he wants to grow his, I don't know, like I don't even know what to call it, like
family, army,
whatever. Yeah, he
coven,
congregation.
Yeah, congregation. Like that works. Yep. So he wants to.
I don't want to say clan, but yeah.
Yeah, let's. Well, maybe. I mean, I think that's part of it, but yeah. Yeah. So he goes after these two, turns them, and then the three of them now go to the juke joint that the Smokestack brothers set up. And so, and there's a reason they want to go there. Like, so Remick in this, he covets what Sammy has. And because, sort of what we talked about at the beginning, like Sammy's voice and his songs are so intense, and even when they're doing that, when he's singing that song in the car with Delroy Lindo, well, actually that was one of them, but the other one was actually Sammy and one of the Smokestack brothers. When he turns to look at him and watches him sing, and he's got like this gleeful, like awe-inspiring look on his face. That I thought was really awesome because he's kind of like, holy fuck, this fucking dude like is amazing. And I thought that was a great scene when he finally realizes how fucking great Sammy was. And
yeah.
So Sammy's like a transcendent talent, and he just oozes fucking like soul. I mean, and I don't just mean the music, like he puts his soul into it,
Yeah.
And people are just compelled and pulled by it, and everyone kind of wants a piece of it, I guess, in a way. And yeah, and so that is sort of what, I guess you could say is the catalyst for Remick and his crew to sort of come over and see what's going on. And the cool thing about this is, so these vampires, it's a little different. When someone gets brought into the what did you call it, Raven Shadow? The
coven, the collective, or
that's another one.
Fold, clan,
congregation,
community,
congregation.
Congregation.
Let's call it congregation.
Yeah.
So when someone else is brought into the congregation, they collectively gain the memories and experiences of that person.
Almost like a hive mind.
Yeah.
Like a hive.
Yeah.
Like almost like the vampire Borg. You assimilate to, and you get all the memories of everybody that you bite. So if I bite MZ, I know all about fucking Salo and fucking
every Transformer front and back.
Yeah, no, I know all about fucking Grimlock's backstory. It fucking sucks. I'm not biting MZ no more.
and you become a big fan of the Greasy Strangler.
Yes, that is very true. So it's that's the thing about it is, and that's why it's so important, is this is the embodiment of basically taking someone's culture of
appropriate. Are you saying it's appropriation?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, it
Interesting.
Absolutely is cultural appropriation.
Oh, that's fucking interesting, Wolfie.
It also shows how this country was built off the backs of black people and and native
and
people.
red people.
Native people, of course. And we
Once
did
again. It's like that joke. Have you ever seen two Native Americans that didn't come in the same car someplace? I think Chris Rock said it. Like you never see. Just we're sorry, smallpox. That was fucking bad. But we fuck people up.
So it's really like we look at all the different types of music that they showed in that one scene. White people have tried to take all of them and profit from them. And and turn it into something that can drive the fucking capitalistic corporate machine. And it sucks them dry of their soul, and then at that point you're forced to join, right? Like, what do you do? See that's the thing I was talking about, and that's why this film is like crazy in that way, because it is such, and there's no better way to do it than fucking vampires, right? Like They literally suck the life out of you. They suck the blood. They take everything from you. And now you're just a fucking soulless husk, you know? And in a way, you could say maybe, I'm not making this, not making a statement, but Ryan Coogler kind of fed into that by being in the corporate machine.
So that's fucking funny, Wolfie. Because I'm fucking into fucking this conversation, man. There's a point where I'm like, would it be so bad to fucking join the vampire crew? Because like these were fucking pretty dope vampires. Aside from the hive mind, they had the personality. So on one hand, I'm like, all right, well, if you, MZ, Marion, Ali, and like, fucking other Tron, D, the Patreon supporters were all vampires. Maybe I'll fucking be a vampire too, and we'll fucking just party, man. We can live forever. That's the fucking gimmick. We'll suck your shit fucking dry, but you join us and you can fucking live. You can be immortal, but it costs you your fucking soul.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But it just speaks so well to appropriation, and of like, look at so I actually read I'll have to pull it up. It was a really good article. I read a article about this. It was just on some like kind of random blog too. It wasn't even like a any big site or anything. But the guy who explained it, he was writing. He said, like at the time, like in the 90s or early 2000s, there was like this huge hip hop festival that was running. Like hip hop was, it's I mean, I'm not saying that white people can't enjoy it, but it's black music. And he said he went to this festival, all these hip hop artists, like all the biggest ones. And he said he saw it in DC, which is one of the, like, it's a very, black population. And he said it was almost all white people at the show because they price people out. It's super expensive. And so they take this culture and they use it for their benefit, and they try to gatekeep and leave people out because, a lot of people can't afford it. And it's, and I feel like that's kind of like a nice little microcosm of what's going on here. And also, like, one other thing too, like, sure, we like MZ probably doesn't, but we like Disney stuff. I like Star Wars. Ravenchild likes Marvel. But
I like fucking Star Wars too, dog.
well, I know, but you're more of a Marvel guy. But yeah, talk to me when you watch Andor season 2, okay? Just kidding. But look at like all the animated movies they've made recently in the last 10, 20 years. All fucking ape a culture. There's like Coco, like Spanish culture.
Oh, the fucking Momoa one. The
Moana.
Rock one.
Moana, yeah.
Moana,
Samoan culture. And like they all take a culture and profit off of it. And one thing I also read is that Disney tried to fucking trademark Dia de los Muertos. They tried to fucking trademark that so they could sell Coco t-shirts with that on it. Can you believe that shit?
Dude.
Right. That is the fucking that is like the exactly what I'm trying to say about this is
the mouse tried to fucking do that legit.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna own it. We got better lawyers.
So, I mean, that just speaks to all they do is take people's culture. And while it's not all bad, like, yes, seeing representation on screen is important. Like when Black Panther came out, a fucking black superhero, like for black kids or black, older teenagers, adults, seeing that on screen is powerful. That's important. But Disney is not doing it to give you something to look at and to feel good about. They're doing it because there's money to be made.
It's like Carando said, the only color Hollywood cares about is green.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's why it's it's interesting, and so looking at Remick and the vampires here, they are absolutely fucking culture vampires. They are just sucking the life out of these people and trying to just steal everything from them. Their soul, their music, their culture, everything.
That's funny, and it was even like because I thought there was almost like there was a point in the film where I was like, "What if we just fucking negotiate?" I'm like, "Well, what if we let you in? What's the fucking terms?"
Yeah, yeah.
And they even made a point to say, like, "You guys are fucking marginalized. Join us, and we'll get those fucking fucks
Mm-hmm.
that fuck you." So it is fucking seductive. Wow, what a fucking metaphor for the fucking corporate machine.
Yeah, I know, right? So let me catch up on the chat. Well, I'm sure there's more. First time Mike says, "Evening family, Sinners is fucking amazing. The music in this movie hits my soul." And he said, "I spent a good 10 plus years around bands, helping set up drums and sound systems in different genres, and being a regular in the local hip hop and house Milwaukee clubs in the late 90s, early 2000s. I feel this movie as a friendly outsider." First time Mike also says, "The interaction of Stack and Mary at the train station stands out too. Everybody remembers the sassy lines, but Stack's worry for Mary because of how their relationship would look to the Jim Crow South."
And what she mentioned, which was a white woman, even though she
Yeah.
was half white, half black. And she's like, "If we fucking, we fucking can't." And he was like, it pained him to like be like, "Fuck you, whatever the fuck." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think he wanted to be with her. It's just that,
but he loved her.
yeah, and he didn't want basically what he experienced is he didn't want that for her. He wanted her to sort of stick with the the white side, if you will. And he just kind of took that choice out of her hands because otherwise she wouldn't have made that, And it's interesting when you think about when she goes and talks to
the club.
Remick and the other two, the white trio.
Yeah.
They just see her whiteness, right? Like they don't.
Yeah.
And they kind of like in a way take advantage of that too, So yeah, it's it's interesting to kind of talk about in that way.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's see. Joshua Libre says, "Yep, that scene was great. I was scared for both." She was like, "F it." That was in the train scene, I think. Angry Townsman says, "Yeah, I thought it was just a one entity spread across multiple parts, but I missed the very end, so that may read differently to me." Oh man, yeah, you got to see the end,
bro.
Joshua Libre says, "I dug Remick's jig. He got down." Yep.
Yeah. Soul, and he's been around for a while. You know what I mean? And that fucking song.
That song was amazing.
Yeah.
With the fire pit and everybody dancing around in a circle and everything. Yeah, that was impressive stuff. That was really cool.
Yeah, once again, I mean, the music just fucking owned. Double D says, "How the hell can you trademark a Mexican holiday? That's fucking crazy."
Well,
I think
we're gonna
just to be clear, I think they tried to trademark that the saying "Dia de los Muertos." Yeah. First time Mike says, "I think the vampire Remick could feel Sammy's music from a great distance like a beacon and was drawn to him like a moth to a flame."
That was the thing. He's
Definitely.
like, "I'm doing my own vampire shit over here," but he hears this fucking young dude fucking rocking out with his fucking soul, and he's like, "I need a fucking soul to squeeze up this motherfucker." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
He just needed to fucking. I'm gonna fucking like. I'm doing my vampire shit. Oh, but now you have my attention.
What did you think of the big battle that was going on inside?
So when
The culmination?
when the woman invited them in, when she's like, "Come the fuck in here," or like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the fight started breaking out, and
what are you gonna fucking do?
I thought it was well done. I thought
for sure.
It was action packed. I mean, which was quite honestly the last thing I was expecting in this movie at this point. I wasn't expecting as much action as I was getting, and we got a good, maybe solid 10 minutes of action going on here. of just fights and stakes through the heart and people being ripped to shreds, and I mean the violence was actually pretty good here. I will say though, however, I think and this is done on purpose, that some of the makeup in this film I felt was a little bit too dark, especially when it with the exterior scenes. I just felt like there wasn't enough moonlight being shown on people's faces to show that these people are vampires. I mean, yeah, they're acting like vampires, and I mean, but you want to see them physically, what they look like, and just a pale skin and a couple of fangs hanging out of your mouth just doesn't cut it, because this is a violent film, and the vampires themselves are quite disturbing looking, the ones that you do get to see, so I kind of wish there was a little bit more of that going on.
Yeah.
I just felt like there was too much shadowing going on in some of the actors, where they're obviously made up to look like vampires, but you don't get to see it. I thought that was a little disappointing. The fights were good. I thought the fights were really good. It was fast paced, action packed, lots of violence, lots of blood, splashy blood too. A lot of splashing going on in this film. Probably the splashiest film I've seen since probably maybe Django Unchained. I don't know, because that was pretty splashy as well. But this was real splashy. I mean, you get hit with a bullet or whatever, and the blood is just spraying out like this.
Hard splasher.
So,
wasn't that your movie?
yes, that's my movie. Yes.
And it's also different caliber of guns too. This is 1933 fucking guns. It's not like fucking a Glock 9.
Yeah, but they still provide the same amount of results.
Oh, for sure.
I don't want to talk about the end of the fight because it might, be a bit of a spoiler, but also I want to say that as far as CGI goes here, I thought the fire was okay. I've certainly seen worse.
Yep.
But I thought the fire was okay, not terrible. Yep. The blood still is an issue. We're in 2025. We gotta get CGI blood straightened out.
Yeah. Or just don't use it.
Or just don't use it. Exactly. And I'm tired of hearing that it's budget. I'm tired. Fuck that shit. It's 2025.
It's got to be more expensive to do it CGI. Like,
yeah.
You just get a fucking tube and a fucking,
right.
I
right.
don't know.
You telling me the fucking cast of fucking Slumber Lake Massacre or whatever the fuck had fucking millions of fucking dollars? Yeah, it's a tube and fucking corn syrup.
Yeah. It's time. It's time to get that shit straightened out. Either do it well or don't do it at all. I mean, I'm not saying this to the point where it's very distracting. It's not horrifyingly distracting, but it is noticeable.
Yeah,
and that does bother me a bit.
Yeah. So. Let me almost caught up in the chat room, and then we'll keep. We do have to wrap this up, unfortunately. But completely sober Elon Musk is now hanging out in the chat room.
No, he's fucking not.
Yeah, he says the mouse is in the Epstein files. And then Joshua Libre says, that just blew my mind. Are Mickey's bills that expensive? And completely sober Elon Musk says, Disney's the modern day Vatican, robbing every culture. Yep.
Yeah.
Double D says Remick and his vampire gang were definitely cultural thieves, literally sucking the life out of people. That was a brilliant analogy.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
First time Mike says, there's so much story Coogler implies with a few lines in Sinners. I want to know more about this universe. I enjoy the fact that what hurts the vampires in this movie are not religious, but physical things that are considered purifiers in many cultures. Fire, garlic, silver, sunlight.
And what was cool too was like, did they ever even call him the V word?
No.
Yeah. No, they were.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
They called him.
You're right. You're right. They did.
Zach's-
They did.
Zach's
Yeah.
girlfriend did. Okay. Smoke's girlfriend did. Yeah.
Because she called them hates at first, I think, which are like came from haunts, because she wasn't sure what they were. I think that's a hoodoo thing.
She did call them vampires.
That's
She
right.
Flat out called them
she did.
vampires.
Yep.
Okay.
Now I also have a small beef with, unless I missed it, there was a small section in the film near the end of the film during the big battle in which, or just before the big battle, in which the Chinese couple, particularly the woman,
The husband?
the woman, the wife, is talking about her daughter.
Yeah.
And I just don't, unless I missed it, like I said, I don't think that was clarified, was it?
How do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, she talked about how her daughter's at the supermarket working, and the mom is like, fuck, a lot of language in this movie. Fuck, I'll fucking kill you, you motherfucking.
How many fucks is that?
A lot. And and it was her goal to save her daughter.
That
because
was
now
exactly
she was
it.
being threatened, but there was nothing that came out of that.
No, because of the mind meld, there was talk of the vampire wanting to go down on the daughter, and that was why she basically, and you know what I mean, like the husband and the vampire mind meld, we're gonna go fuck up the daughter's shit. That's why she was like,
that was the trigger. Like,
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that there's no resolution to that.
Well, because
stuff happened. Of course, there's no religion.
All right, so then I must have missed it. It must have been something that I missed then.
With the daughter?
No,
I'm confused.
With the mother.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm not sure what you're asking.
All right, I'm gonna spoil stuff here, okay? Just so we can get this clarified.
Yeah, and this isn't the
Spoiler
end, so
alert.
this is fine.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm gonna do some spoiling here. The dad is now a vampire. The dad is now a vampire.
A vampire.
She's the wife is, of course she's heartbroken over the whole thing, but then they start talking about how they want to go after the daughter. And of course the mom is like, fuck that shit. You're not going after my daughter. But after that, what I'm saying is that there was no resolution. Now, did I miss something that happened to the mom?
Yeah, she was caught on fire and they all died.
Yeah, she.
Fuck, that's right. Okay, all right, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
Her and the husband burst into flames.
Yeah.
No, I completely forgot about that part. Completely. Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right then. Fuck, I'm all good then.
No problems.
Yeah.
We put that baby to bed.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, man, I feel like I could keep talking about this one. Let me see here in the chat. Yeah, that's right. Angry said she died in fire, killing her husband.
Yeah. That's. I remember it now. I just completely forgot about it.
Let me check. Oh shit, we got a bunch of stuff in YouTube. That's the thing. Like, people don't comment in YouTube right away, and then I forget about it, and then it's Creepy Girl. So Creepy Girl says this is a great film, but as a horror movie, not so much for me. Good, still not great. She said North Carolina was mentioned.
North Kakalaki.
Let's see. She said, I mean, yeah, go ahead, good.
No, go ahead. No,
She said it wasn't all black people. You had the shop people too. Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, that's, they weren't, Asian people weren't really welcome here for a while either in this country.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah. So
if there's a pecking order.
Yeah. She said, I mean, there was also Indians in this. Yeah, we saw the Choctaw Indian, show up for briefly, and the vampire was an Irish immigrant, so it had a lot of cultures in it. Well, I mean, that's kind of the, yeah. Let's see. I thought the whole breaking of the veil was a little hokey, and that was another point where many cultures were shown, not just black.
Breaking of the veil?
I'm pretty sure that was all black culture. If it seemed
What's
like another, the music scene.
What?
Oh,
that was all
like
black. That was all black
cosmic.
culture.
Yeah.
Between
if it didn't seem like it, it's because it was co-opted and made to look like it was another culture.
Yeah, I mean, they integrated funk, rap, old
even
school hip-hop.
even tribal.
Yeah, they went tribal, like West African Senegalese dancing, or the African anteater ritual.
Shit in my house.
Shit in my house.
They should have
my
had
house.
They should have had the African anteater ritual in the film.
That's a great album title. Some techno band needs to fucking do that. Shit in my house.
No, seriously, that was the best scene in the whole movie.
It was fucking beautiful. That was some like everywhere of everything all at fucking once. It was fucking climax. It was fucking dope. And I'm like, are you fucking going here? Like, what a great day to shoot. Part of me was wondering, like, if they even told people. They were like, yeah, we get some other people coming in. They didn't fucking tell anybody and just act motherfuckers. Like, I want some fucking DVD commentary on this picture like a motherfucker.
What do you say we wrap this shit up?
Yeah. I'm trying to get there. That's why I'm finishing the chats. Creepy Girl has just a few more. I'm going to catch up here. Says music is all cultures. No one steals it. There are just different genres, and any race can choose which type they enjoy or want to perform. I mean, yes, ideally that's true, but some are inherently tied to a culture, and they are taken and commercialized and made money off of. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, I mean, blues, that's very, it's very black. Jazz and rock kind of came from those, like Elvis. Elvis grew up in that sort of culture, so he wasn't co-opting so much as that's what he knew. So he wasn't doing it on purpose, but there are a lot of people that were, and taking what's popular. They don't do it with the idea. They don't necessarily do it with the idea of like, oh, well, we're going to take this thing that's inherently black and turn it white. No, they just see money and they take something and then they monetize it or capitalize on it to make money for themselves, which in that case loses all the original feeling and point of it,
I mean, Little Richard fucking has been saying it fucking for years. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know. There's artists, and there's always someone who wants to make money off of anybody. And unfortunately, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a whole different conversation. We got to wrap it up. I know.
First time Mike says, yep, that was a sweet guitar. There were Chinese dancers around the store owners as well. First time Mike also says, and just listening to the audio of that scene is so layered and wonderful. Okay. Corny just had a gif of Delroy Lindo saying, I think I shat myself.
Yeah.
That scene when they eat the garlic was fucking great,
Yeah.
right? When Delroy Lindo was like, he's like coughing and like everyone's getting like super worried about him.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the thing, right? Like, you know, they're doing
Yeah.
like the test.
Exactly.
And he's like, I just drink too much.
Delroy Lindo's the fucking best, dude.
All right, let me just see if there's any more chat and then we're gonna wrap it up. I don't know. Creepy Girl, so what about Janis Joplin or Stevie Ray Vaughan? I'm not calling out anybody. I'm saying that a lot of times it's not just black culture either. It's all cultures. But in this, this is specifically about black culture being co-opted and stolen. And yes, others. There are Chinese people in this. There are natives. So I'm not saying it's just about that, but that is the story that Ryan Coogler is telling. He is a black man, and you know he grew. He writes about that in a lot of his movies. It's just inherently there. It is clearly about black culture. But yes, it's not just, it's others as well. And I'm just saying that is the subtext of this. You can engage with it or not, but that is the subtext of, you know, these vampires are literally culture sucking vampires, sucking the culture out of people and taking it, co-opting it, and stealing it. That's essentially what this is about. I'm not calling out any specific names. I'm not saying Elvis did this. I'm not saying Stevie Ray Vaughan did this. People can be influenced by what they're influenced by, no matter what culture they are, color, anything. But there are enough examples of culture being co-opted for financial gain. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, Creepy Girl has more to say, but we got to wrap this up. We can't keep going with this. We got to wrap up. First time Mike says, remember, one of the things that keeps the vampires out is that the brothers are afraid that it will cause problems for the juke joint. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I love it. It's stuck to the you have to be invited in. I
Right,
like that
right.
it's stuck to the rules of the vampire world.
I love how they found out about cornbread. I thought that was so fucking good, right? Like he just kept asking to get invited in. And they're like, "What,
Yeah,
motherfucker, why? You've been coming and going all night."
Yeah.
So
And you're like, oh, cornbread.
I know. Oh,
I fucking
cornbread,
love
man.
cornbread. God damn it.
All right, so we do have a few voice messages too, so we should wrap up. Yeah, let's just do the verdict. I feel like I really feel like we could continue to talk about this, but at some point we just gotta fucking call it.
I could go another fucking hour, dude.
Yeah,
on this.
I probably could too. All right, let's do the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. I'll let you know whether Sinners is a trick or a treat. And any final thoughts? Let's kick it off with Monster Zero.
This movie is not particularly scary. Okay. It's got some certain scenes of tension, but that's mostly even before the shit hits the fan. It's the presumption of who's a vampire and who isn't. And while that's a short amount of time, that takes up a short amount of time in this film, it's no doubt a very intense scene. Lightened up with a little bit of humor here and there, just to lighten things up a bit. But it's still well done. The main thing of this film that I caught on is its structure. I love the fact that this movie, when you're watching it, you forget that you're watching a horror movie.
Yep.
You forget. I completely forgot about that. I was watching a horror movie about 50 minutes in. I completely forgot, and I had to remind myself, oh yeah, I'm watching a horror movie. and because they play it so straight, there is nothing here to indicate that this is a horror film in that first hour. And I like that more than I like the horror part portion of the film, which is excellent in its own right. But I like the dramatic portion of it more. And when a director can do that and just excel in two different genres in one film, both completely separate from each other, it that's skill, man. That is a talent, and Ryan Coogler is a talent. It's very well acted. It's very well shot. The camera work is excellent here. The special effects are okay. I think they're good. They're not drop dead gorgeous. The CGI is, you take it for what it's worth. The practical effects are okay. Nothing's going to blow your socks off in this film as far as that's concerned. But the performances here are sharp, and a lot of great dialogue. Michael B. Jordan is a total dynamo in this film. Everyone is good. Everyone is good here, and I want to see this again. And that dance sequence where time starts flipping on itself,
amazing.
I that was the best scene in the whole film for me, and I love that. This is a big time treat for me. I dug it a lot.
All right, Michael Ramchado.
I have a lot of regrets in life.
We know.
From a movie-going perspective, I definitely regret. Now, I had a blast. The last movie I saw in theaters was Thunderbolts with Marion, and we walked out and we saw D. Rook and the great Stephen Van
I thought you were going to say you walked out. You didn't like it.
No. When it was over, it was fun. It was great. It was fun. We saw it in the fucking Tuesday cheap fucking theater, whatever the fuck. But as we were walking out of the theater, I'm smoking a butt. D. Rook and Stephen Van Samson are walking and going to see Sinners. And I wish we turned around like that fucking Bruce Springsteen song and went and watched it with them. So I wish I saw this in the theaters. This straight up shoot. This is the best movie I've seen in 2025. I just had a ball. I want to fucking talk about it. I want to dissect it. I want to fucking run on a rooftop, even though those fucking rooftops hadn't been invented yet in 1933. I just fucking adore the fuck out of this movie. And I'm this conversation makes me even love it more for the music and the metaphors. It was just dope as fuck. I want Michael B. Jordan to be twins in every fucking movie. I don't give a fuck. I adored this and the metaphor. We haven't even talked about the ending. We haven't even talked about that super dope. I believe the Zombie Girls coined this term, the good for her moment. There was a totally good for him moment in this fucking movie.
And good for them.
Good for them. And I think much like Dave Chappelle and Double D, just love fucking racist fucks getting shot and getting, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was stays the fucking credits, gang. I'm going to watch this again tomorrow. I'm going to smoke a Bizzle and get some takeout and watch this again. It's a treat of the fucking highest order. Such a fun movie. Watch Creed 2. I didn't see 3.
Well, Ryan Coogler only did the first one, so.
Yeah, and Stallone, that's a challenge too. Fucking treat, dude. Love the shit.
All right. Raven Chow loves this shit.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
And in the conversation was very special to me.
Aw. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, this movie is pretty amazing, and it's just so well done, and I like, I know we have the idea of like elevated horror. We've sort of talked about that ad nauseum, right? Well, over in the past we have, yep,
Right.
not recently, but I'm not really a big fan of that term, I guess, but I think this is an intelligent horror movie. It's just a good movie to begin with, and the fact that it has horror just adds heightens it. It makes it a little bit better. And I think that it's just a really amazing story, and when you get beneath the surface and you kind of look a little bit more into what's going on, it's just very impactful and very important. And I know we have that ongoing joke, Raven Shadow, but I think
Right.
it makes more sense. This is an important movie, right?
Yeah, man. 'Cause it takes something super basic. This could be fucking Demon Knight. This could be From Dusk Till Dawn. Sure. You put the fucking it's fucking great characters, and you care about them. Like no one is fucking fodder in this movie.
Right.
And
Everyone's
oh, sorry.
I've never, and there's never been a more, man. I've never seen a vampire film with more talks and acts of cunnilingus than any other.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry, Wolfie, for
Oh, go ahead.
encroaching on your decree. But yes, the ice cream conversation. Wow, fellas, pay attention, and even ladies, listen close. I'm gonna get something on a cone. The ice cream metaphor probably knocks the fucking alphabet game out the box. That was fucking awesome.
Alphabet Gang.
Yeah, it was fucking. Thank you for that. I love vampire cunnilingus.
Who doesn't? I mean, really?
Who
doesn't? No.
Yeah.
Make it last.
All right. Yeah, not too much more to say. It's a really great movie, and I kind of wish I had seen this in the theater as well.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
seeing it at home, it still is, a great fucking movie. But yeah, the experience probably would have been better. So there you have it, Sinners. It is available. It's still playing in theaters, and it is also on premium VOD now. So you can go ahead and check it out however you want, and eventually it'll be streaming. I don't know who has 20th Century Fox. I forget, but I think it was 20th Century. Whoever has that, well, it'll probably be on their streaming service.
It's Warner Brothers.
Was it? Oh, you're right. It was Warner Brothers. I'm sorry. Yep. So in that case,
Max.
it would be Max.
It's HBO Max. Yeah, HBO Max.
No, just Max now.
No, they went back to HBO.
No, I didn't. It's just Max.
No, I talked to him.
You talked to the home box office?
Yeah, I'm like, hello, home box office.
You talked to you talked to Hubie Brown, Ocasio or something. I don't know. HBO.
I said DB Sweeney. No, I think they're going back to HBO because that's the fucking house.
All right, I'm not going to argue this with you. I just know it's Max.
I love you.
Right now, it's Max. All right, so let's see here. You know what? Let me collect my thoughts on the next one. I think I know what we're going to do, but we were in such a good conversation that I forgot to look up just to make sure it was available. So we're going to do some voice messages, and let me see what we got here. All right, I think we got 2, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll play this one first, and we're going to hear from our boy, Double D.
A boy.
Yeah, your boy.
What's up, Trick or Treat peeps? It's your boy here, Double D. I haven't left a message here in a while, but I was definitely waiting for you guys to cover this movie, Sinners. I saw it actually about a month ago, and the movie was everything that I wanted and more. Actually, I went into it completely cold. I tried to not read any reviews. All I heard was people dug it, and for good reason. I mean, for me, it's easily. I know it's still early in the year, but one of the best films of the year in the past couple of years that I've seen. I love all the themes that it had, that it explored. I think Ryan Coogler's director did a fucking awesome job of exploring the themes of racial violence, spiritual traditions, and the complexities of like African American life during the Jim Crow era. And it was set in Mississippi in 1932. In case you guys were all wrong in the years, so but it dives into
It happens.
a real awesome study the relationship between African Americans and Christianity, and how it contrasts this like ancestral practices with the historical context of Christianity being imposed
Yeah.
as like a means of control.
Yep.
And like I think DC-10 said it earlier, like you wouldn't know what this movie was about watching it for the first hour, and it's just amazing. Definitely a trick for me on all sorts.
Thank you,
Curious to hear
treat.
you guys' thoughts. Double D out.
Oh, you meant treat, right?
he meant treat. He meant treat.
He was just fucking with you,
About
Raven
water.
Shadow. He just want to make sure you're listening. I think.
That wasn't fucking with me. It was fucking with you, dog.
No,
You're
I
my
think
boy,
you wanted
dude.
you wanted to make sure you were listening.
Don't worry about what Double and AD and I are doing, okay? Don't fucking. We got that fucking shit on lock.
All right, so D, great to hear from you, buddy, and glad you dug it. Yeah. All right.
And he's right.
Also, you were right because Evil Corny posted a link in the chat that says Warner Brothers Discovery announces Max to become HBO Max this summer. The thing I don't get is they made a big deal about changing it from HBO Max to just Max like a fucking year ago. Why fucking go back now?
Because they're a bunch of fucking. It rhymes with bunts. They're fucking dumb fucking corporate fucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's Michael B. Jordan when you need him?
This is interesting, though. It says Warner Brothers streaming business has incredible momentum, turning around its profitability by almost $3 billion in just 2 years and scaling globally with 22 million subscribers added over the past year. So, I mean, they're doing well. Like, why? I just don't understand. But whatever the fuck. Who cares?
Yeah, thank you, Corny.
Yeah, thank you, Corny, for making Raven Shadow right. All right, we got one more voice message. It is from Joshua Libre.
Oh shit!
Yo, what up, Trick or Treat Radio? So Sinners, Sinners is a huge treat. I enjoyed watching this movie. When opening weekend, theater was packed. It was rocking and rolling. It was a great movie watching experience. Because I went for the vampires, but I stayed for the music of it all. And this movie really feels like 3 movies in one. You have your vampire movie, you have your blues music movie, and then you have your religion versus pursuing your passions movie. So it's this package of like all these ideas, and just the way it was executed, I thought it was really great. It was a really nice balance. But yeah, I thought the movie was a lot of fun, and had a lot of great ideas. Thought it was a very sexy movie, a very provocative movie. And there's just a lot of scenes throughout this movie where I'm just shocked that a major Hollywood studio was okay with this, but apparently Ryan Coogler had final cut, so that's why all these scenes are in this movie. And the type of scenes that I'm talking about are more like scenes that are like where the director just takes really big swings, takes big chances. He goes for it, and they may not all connect and put the ball out of the park, but I appreciate it. I like when directors take these types of chances on some scenes. Yeah, I really appreciated it, and I really enjoyed it, and it was just great to watch it in a movie like this, because like I said, you don't really get it. You could always see a major Hollywood studio sort of being like, well, let's tone down this scene a little bit, or maybe this scene was a little too much, or maybe let's get rid of this. This is going to confuse the audience, things like that. So this movie doesn't seem like it went through a committee of I'm sure it was screened for executives and all that, but you can tell that it was pretty, kind of close to the vest for Ryan Coogler, which is great, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I was gonna ask, what did you guys think about? I don't know, maybe you guys will talk about it, but I really enjoyed one small detail of the movie, which was the blood. In the movie, like especially during the the horror sequences,
Oh,
the color of the blood, the consistency of the blood was pretty specific in this movie, and it kind of reminded me of like Hammer movie blood, but not as bright. It was more like discolored, but I thought
Yeah.
it was a really good choice.
oh,
And but yeah, I don't know, maybe you guys will touch on that, or maybe that's not even a topic we're talking about. But yeah, no, that's just one small detail that I liked about this movie. And that's the thing about Sinners, is that there's so many little details. So it's rich with details. You can see this movie so many times and probably find different things in each watch, which is a sign of a great movie. But yeah, um, like I said, treat. I can't wait. Can't wait to hear you guys break down this movie. And I mean, I've only seen it once, but I definitely want to see it again. And yeah, can't wait to hear you guys talk about it. And thank you guys for the time. Have a great show. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, Joshua Libre. Awesome, man. Great to hear from you, and glad you dug it. Did you guys have thoughts about what he said?
I was actually thinking about, wasn't there something about phlegm, like in like drool
Oh yeah.
in the
I
mouth of some people?
I wasn't sure. Like I wasn't sure if that was because they were hungry. Like kind of like
Right.
like when if you hold a treat in front of a dog, like he sometimes will drool because it gets really excited.
Yeah, the mouth
Oh, for
gets
sure.
watery, and
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I don't know. Like
well, I already said
One
my piece on the blood, so
yeah.
one small scene I loved. I loved when Smoke was talking to the girl about watching his truck, and was like, "I'll give you 10
Oh
cents to
yeah,
watch the truck."
yeah. That was great. Yeah.
And she's like, "Sure." It's like, "No, we get taught we're having a conversation here.
Yeah.
50 cents. Nah, 35. And like I just like that.
Yeah,
Like
it
that
kind
was
of
just
taught her
fucking
about
dope.
negotiation, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And it was so sweet. And oh my god, this movie's a fucking masterpiece, dude.
Yeah, Corny said they seem rabid, so it could have been something like that too. Yeah, like
Yeah, okay.
speaking of Corny, he did. He said he sent a voice message, and I didn't see it, but he resent it. He said it didn't actually send. So I do have one from Corny. So let's go ahead and play this.
Hey guys, I'm going to give this week's film, Sinners, a treat. I totally love this film. I saw it in theaters a couple of weeks ago. Right now, Ryan Coogler is like one of my favorite directors.
Yeah.
And I think he's an excellent storyteller. I suggest everybody go back and look at Fruitville Station, the two Black Panther films, and the Creed first Creed film. The others are good, but he did the first. He directed the first of a lot. But I really liked how layered the story is, and you kind of learn about segregation. You kind of learn about Asians in the South, which is something new that I didn't know about at all.
Interesting. Yeah.
They could own stores, but they couldn't own land in Mississippi and other southern states, which is kind of really fucked up. But then we learning about the history of music and everything, because like I think he said in an interview, and I've known this forever, country music and old blues music is pretty much the same music, but you have white performers and you have black performers, and they always kind of segregated. For some reason, music has been segregated for a long time, or at one time very segregated, even like radio stations and everything. But that's kind of interesting. But overall, I love this film, and I'm giving it a treat. You all have a good one. Evil Corny out.
All right.
That's
is there
awesome.
more? No, that's it. Okay.
I wasn't sure. And
Evil Courtney's not out yet.
I just want to say, I think we can all say much love to Evil Corny. Love you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking about
You
you,
know.
Corny. I know there's some you know
Yeah,
some real life stuff that we saw. So yeah, thinking about you, Corny. Hope everything's good, man.
Yeah.
But he puts in perspective, man. Like, I mean, everybody who at least contributed to this episode, from the boys on the show to D to Joshua Libre to Corny to Creepy Girl, we're all from different parts of the divided states of embarrassment, and it's different perspectives, and you know, it's different perspective from us being white boys from central Massachusetts, and I'm not saying that as a negative. It's just, it's our perspective, you know what I mean? And I just thought we all took different things, or maybe the same things, from this movie, and I think overall that's a positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, glad people dug the movie so much, and appreciate everyone sending in their thoughts. And yeah. All right, so next week, this movie I had to verify because it's not out yet, but this movie is hitting VOD on the 9th of June. So that'll be Monday, June 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think, or maybe it's Pacific. I'm actually not sure, but it's hitting late on Monday and it'll be available on Tuesday. And it's a movie that's been getting a little bit of a buzz. It had a limited theatrical run, like a lot of horror movies are now, and you know, it did fairly well for a limited run. But we're gonna do a film from director Eli Craig. He previously did Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh,
which I know you guys are all, both of you like that movie, right?
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Keep going.
Okay,
this is the clown movie, right?
that's it. Yep. Yeah, you know from he was on Jericho, right, or something.
And Jericho, I'm talking
That's
about
right.
Tucker's Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the next film from Eli Craig, who did Tucker and Dale versus Evil. He's done a few other films. He did. That's right. He did Zombieland too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyways, his new movie is called Clown in a Cornfield.
Oh, that's fun.
Have you heard of this one, MZ?
Yes, I have.
I figured you had. Yep. So it is going to be on Shudder eventually. I don't think it's coming out next week on Shudder. I think it'll be down the road a little bit. But yeah, so we'll be talking about corn in a clown field.
Corny in a clown field.
Corny in a clown field. That's I wonder if Corny likes clowns.
I don't think he does.
So yeah, Clown in a Cornfield. It'll be available on VOD starting on Monday night, Tuesday, June 9th into the June 10th. All right, that's it. We clear? You guys good?
Yeah, well, no, but we're fine.
Yep.
Our boy Dr. Chris, he just posted on Facebook. He said Sinners was amazing. You guys been great tonight. Well, thanks, Dr. Chris. We appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Hope all is well. And all right, that's it for chat. So let's say goodbye before anything else happens.
All right.
Go ahead, MZ. Why don't you say goodbye to the folks?
Arrivederci, douchebags.
All right, Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, and enjoy the guilt. We'll see you next week.
All right, that is gonna wrap it up. So we appreciate you guys tuning in for episode 671, and had some good discussion. I feel like we totally could have gone for another hour on this one. This would have been
dude.
If we were still doing 4-hour shows. Well, if it weren't so late, I should say. We've done a 4-hour show here or there recently, but yeah, there's a lot to talk about. If you guys see this in the future and want to leave a voice message, feel free. It doesn't have to be, this one episode. You can talk about it in the future. So anyone who wants to talk about Sinners, feel free to send a voice message, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Or if you check out Clown in a Cornfield and want to leave your thoughts next week, feel free to do that. All right, that is going to do it. Everyone be safe, be good to each other, and I don't know, heat up the popcorn for that big fucking feud happening online right now, I guess. All right, that's going to do it. See you guys.